Good evening and welcome to Wiley Warren Field and Dinner on the Diamond. Today we're here to celebrate a great baseball season and enjoy one more evening on the field. Thank you to our coaches and most importantly tonight our families. You're the ones who have fed us, taken us to countless games and practices, washed our uniforms and supported us through ups and downs, slumps and hot streaks, wins and losses, but mostly wins. Thank you families, tonight is about you. Woo!
Here we go. First off, the sunglasses are these. We're putting knuckleheads left. I found them in the bowl. I found them in the helmet rack the other day. I'm wearing them until somebody claims them. Oh, they're yours. First off, guys, thanks for having me up here. A couple housekeeping things. Diamond Classic. Thanks to Lloyd Graves, Greg Filardi, Maura Wall, and Brandy Benoit for helping with the golf tournament. I think we got robbed, but the food was good. Thanks for putting this on to Amy and Brandy and Molly. And thanks to Kim for all the videos and the Instagram posts. It really means a lot. It's fun to watch those the boys play again on with the music and everything. So really appreciate it. And just the families in general. You know, we couldn't be here without the support. Lancasters and the Grimses for the nice seating back here. It's a really great place to be a part of, a great team to be a part of, a great family. So I don't know, maybe Matthew was 11 years old and I started doing baseball lessons for him at Grand Slam. And his dad asked me if I wanted to coach his 12-year-old team. I said, I'm not coaching Little League. Well, he came back at 13 and I said, hey, why not? I'll give it a shot. And we beat Sam Harris's Riptide Blue team a few times. Actually, every time. So that was really good. And then Matthew played with me till he was 15. And then after that season, Mark came to me and said, "Hey, would you like to coach at Broughton?" And my kids were going to go here, so I thought, that'd be cool. I didn't know what I was getting into. And the very first practice that we had last year, we were sitting out there in right field, and we said, okay, what's our goal this year? And everybody said, we want to win the conference. And at that point I thought, win the conference? Well, of course we're going to win the conference. That's stupid. Everybody wins the conference. Every team that I'm a part of, we win the conference. We're talking about state. And I didn't realize that it had been 32 years, since 1991, that we had not won a conference. And we won it 2 years in a row. Now, I've only been here for 2 years, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. But I appreciate that you guys let me come in here, kind of no questions asked, and just said, hey, you're part of the team, and you're part of the family, you're part of the program. And I want to express my gratitude to the players, to the parents, to the coaching staff that let me just kind of come in here and be a part of it from the start. Whether you guys like it or not, I'm here to stay. So if you guys want me gone, I'm gone, but I'd like to stay. That's good. I want to say one more special thank you to Mark Benoit. He's not here tonight, but what you guys did, coach, the players, the families, you guys probably don't realize how much communication that the coaches do in between games, the day of games, weekends. We're always texting, we're always talking, who's going to pitch, who's going to DA, all that. But Coach Ford, he'll send a text at 10 o'clock saying, man, the mower's stuck, or there's water at third base. And Mark, I'll be there. Mark would come up here, and maybe he doesn't have to work that hard, I don't know, but Mark was always very willing to come out here and help and spend his time to help the program too. So although Mark's not here, I definitely want to give a good special thanks to him. You seniors, I'm going to hate seeing you guys go. You guys really mean a lot to me. You guys are my first, pass through, I guess. A lot of good players. Unfortunately, baseball ends for all of us at some point. Some of us are going to play longer, and that's great. But the guys who did end their career a couple weeks ago, you got nothing to be ashamed about. You guys played great, and you guys took what every little ounce of talent you guys had, and you put it onto the field. And it's not always the best team that wins, but it's the team that plays together. And we've got a lot of talent out here. We had a lot of talent on this team. But there's other teams that have more talent than us. That's just baseball. But there's a lot of teams that had more talent than us that we beat, and we beat again. And it's because of your guys' hard work and the parents' hard work. Lessons when they're growing up. Spend all that money so they could play travel ball. So as good as you guys did the last couple of years, there's more to come. We're going to be good next year. So even those guys are leaving, how fun was it when Cosby would come back? When Burke would come back? When you see Jacob would come back? When you see the players coming back after they're in college, that means something to the coaches, to the other players. It shows you what kind of commitment everybody has to this program. So again, thank you all for embracing me and welcoming me as part of the family. Riley's a freshman. She just won MVP of the lacrosse, of the girls lacrosse JV team. So I had to be here instead of there, but I got the text. So I'm going to let y'all know so when you see her, you can give her a high five. Just keep it above the belt. All right? I want to introduce Coach Newton. Come up here, Coach.
I love this camera.
You want to talk about a guy who cares about Broughton baseball? You're looking at him.
Maybe a check.
Dennis. It's been a joy to have Dennis on the coaching staff. I'm very impressed. He talked for about 10 minutes and didn't mention Arizona one time. That's probably a record. Probably a record for Dennis. Yes. Anyway, so they kind of wanted me to talk about the season by numbers, and I was thinking about it today. To think about where this group has gotten to, I wanted to kind of look back at where they started. Coach Mike Anderson, when the regular season ended this year, sent out a text on a Saturday, I think it was April 27th, with a box score from these seniors' first game at Broughton High School. It's crazy to think about because of the pandemic. The first game of their freshman year was April 27th. So things have changed a lot. I think they won maybe on a walk-off against Roseville 1-0. And then for some of these guys, their sophomore year was a struggle. Varsity that year was very tough. I think we went like 8-15, 8-14. Some of those sophomores had tough years. They got through it. And then last year we started 0-3. We talked about conference championship, but we started last year 0-3, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, we're 8-14. We started 0-3. And for these guys to come through and win a conference championship last year after that start was quite impressive. If anybody was at the Apex game last year when it was a football school, to come through to the point where we got to a conference championship was quite impressive. This year, what a joy. Dennis mentioned the families. I mentioned this at the golf tournament. It has been such a joy to coach these guys. They love the game of baseball, and they love each other. And that's what it's about. If they, hopefully there's a lot of winning ahead. There's a lot of great times ahead for these seniors. But if nothing else, hopefully they have built some lifelong friendships with one another and with their teammates. But it's been a lot of fun to watch them play, and watch them play together, and how they welcome the young guys in, welcome Mason in as a freshman. Usually that's very difficult for a freshman to come into a team with 12 seniors. But they welcomed him, knew he could help us win, and that's what mattered to me. So it's awesome. he won 20 games. I was trying to do some research today. It's hard to find things on past about 1980 on the baseball around here. But as far as I can tell, we've only had 4 seasons in the history of Broughton with 20+ wins. I know that there's a banner up in the gym for the 31 and 35 state championships, but I feel confident that those teams probably didn't play 20 games in the 1930s. And then, so, 4th time ever to win 20 games. Interestingly, we talk about the Cap 6, the Cap 9, whatever. That actually didn't come into existence until 1982. I was looking that up today. They didn't even have conferences until 1982. So we can definitely say that this is the first team in Broughton history to win back-to-back conference championships. So nobody can ever take that away from them. The other thing that nobody can ever take away from them is this was the first ever conference tournament. So they're going to be the first ever conference tournament champion. So nobody can ever take that away. So they can celebrate that. So a lot of great accomplishments as a team. I was thinking about it. I actually thought about it when Cam got the last out at Inlow, the last regular season game. He was the 7th pitcher on the team to get the last out in a game that brought them on this year. Now think about that for a second. Most teams don't even pitch 7 guys. Let's have 7 different guys get the last out on the mound to win a ball game. Truly a great team. And I think the special thing about these seniors is, they wanted to leave their own legacy, but they also challenged these younger guys to have a legacy of their own. So definitely looking forward to what the next few years bring. So thank you very much. Now I'm going to hand it over to, I believe Henry is going to introduce our speaker, who, by the way, his son prevented us from having 3 no-hitters this year by getting 2 hits against Sanderson here. So congratulations to Finn.
My name is Henry Bright. I'm one of your senior captains, and I was an interviewer here. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. When I read about tonight's speaker, I was excited to see that he was described a lot as a utility player. He was a catcher, first baseman, left fielder, and designated hitter. I could tell from this that his coaches wanted him in the lineup. Pat Clargerty is a member of the Broughton High School class of 1989. While at Broughton, he was a member of the 1987 state championship team, playing catcher for Coach Brinkley Wagstaff. He starred as a football and baseball player at Broughton, and following his senior year was an 11th round draft pick to San Diego Padres. After turning down a chance at the big leagues and pursuing football for a season at Furman University, Mr. Clargerty returned to NC State to play for some of the best Wolfpack teams that Coach Ray Tanner ever fielded. He was a utility player from 1991 to 1994, logging innings at catcher, first base, left field, and designated hitter while playing for the Pac Down. His accolades include member of the 1992 ACC Championship team, 2-time ACC All-American, 2-time All-American, career home run record holder, Team USA in 1993, and NC State assistant coach from 1994 to 1996. Whether in baseball or in life, our speaker personifies what has become our mentality, our Caps mentality. Get in the lineup and play to win. Please join me in welcoming Pat Clargerty.
Appreciate it, Henry, and well, it's certainly a nice introduction, and coming from someone that isn't always real comfortable speaking about themselves, that was very nice. And like I always tell people, glad they keep stats in baseball because it lets you reflect on it, and you can look back after 30 years that you've been away and realized that, man, I did do some good things. But as you all know, baseball is a very humbling game, right? And most of you all that aren't named Sam Harris go home in the evenings and probably pretty frustrated about how they played and you know, the challenges of batting and performing. So it's a good sport to kind of keep you grounded, and it's easy to be humble in this sport. But yeah, I graduated in 1989. These beautiful trees that you see before us, I actually planted those with Coach Wagstaff. Gives you an idea of how long it's been since I've been here. The trees have aged a little bit better than I have, unfortunately. But it's always been a special place, and I've watched you all play twice this year. I wish it would have been more. My son, as Henry mentioned, plays at Sanderson, and they're trying to find their way in the same journey that you all are trying to find your way. But it was a real pleasure to watch you all play. You got a great atmosphere here. You got the prettiest place in North Carolina by far. So thanks to Coach Morton and all the people that put in, which I know you all do as well. It's just, it brings back great memories. Speaking of memories, I've had a few, and I can tell you without question, I know you all will hear this as you progress through your junior and senior years, that, and you'll get tired of hearing it, that high school is your best time of your life. And I'll tell you that in my experience, I had a wonderful, wonderful college experience. I went down to Furman to play football and baseball. After I broke my leg, I transferred, and my options were Wake Forest and NC State, and chose State, and was welcomed with open arms, with zero guarantees. You know, you're coming off a knee injury, leg injury, and not really a position. Henry describes it as a utility player. I describe myself as someone that didn't really have a position. And so my job was to, or my instruction was, if you can hit and we can score runs with you, you'll be in the lineup. And any of you guys are in the lineup, you know that's a heck of a lot of pressure. You know, I mean, hitting is not very easy. So I can never fall back on any defensive capital for the team. So he threw me a first base mitt, an outfielder's mitt, and said, let's go find a place for you, and if you can hit, we can win some games. So, but I'll tell you, you know, getting back a little bit to Broughton, I'm going to just jump around a little bit. We were built nothing like you all. We had a very good pitcher, Jason Smith, that ended up going to NC State, a dear friend of mine. Myself as a sophomore, and a couple other guys, you know, key players. But we snuck into the playoffs. We didn't win anything like you all did. And so we had no real aspiration. We had no idea really what we were in for. And our coach, just absolutely fantastic guy. You know, it was almost like, you know what, why not? I remember just distinctly, he said, why not us? You know, like, no one can give him a reason, like, why can't this happen for us? We never took it seriously. We won the first game, and I'll tell you how long, I don't really know the 4 or 5 games we won to get to the finals. I know we went to a pretty big gauntlet of Richmond County, Greenville Rose. They may or may not be relevant now. A lot of things have changed, but they were really the pride of Eastern North Carolina. But I'm not 100% sure. I don't have any life lessons on how to win a state championship. It was one of those catching lightning in a bottle. But there was a point where we decided that we're done with playing on house money, and let's go ahead and win. Like that one line kind of rung true. Like, you know, why can't we do this? These guys are in 8th or 9th and 12th grade, just like us, and something clicked. And we had a couple tough kids on the team, Jason being one, and maybe myself and a couple others. And we won some ugly games, but I'm not gonna, and we brought it home in front of, we were very fortunate that we were able to play every game in the playoffs here at Wiley Warren Field, and it was just absolutely amazing. And when I tell you that eclipses anything that I did in state in terms of, I mean, we won a championship in state, and no doubt about it, absolutely fantastic. Beat Clemson, but when you talk about really having your parents in the stands and all your friends, performing and playing in front of all your loved ones here, it's going to be tough to top that. So enjoy every daggone minute of it, right? And so when I went over to state, again, I went as a catcher, and I'll just give you a quick background that may or may not make sense to any of you. I was a pretty good prospect, as a catcher. I could run, I could throw, I could hit. And my junior year summer of American Legion, any of you guys ever hear of American Legion baseball? No? It's a lot like travel ball. It's where the high school kids play, and I was playing in Garner. And playing on a hot, sweaty night one night, and forgot how to throw the ball back to the pitcher. It's called a metal ball. And it wasn't throwing one back to the pitcher. It was a whole night of, I got hit by the umpire twice, throwing it back, and my hand was sweating. And it totally rewired my brain that did not allow me. In golf, they call it the yips, and baseball, who knows what they call it, but I call it crippling. And so, caught my whole senior year at Broughton like that, and it was a very, very difficult year. I didn't love it. I had enough respect in the league where, people still didn't run a lot, and I hit well, but I knew baseball was not going to be in my future. You can't catch. And a lot like you all, you guys probably have 2 or 3 positions, right? Back in the day, I was a catcher. We had a second baseman, we had a shortstop. That's what we played. So there was never really an option that I could go and just do a couple different things. So it was pretty devastating. And, bones and tendons will heal. And I thought maybe metal block would heal, and it didn't. But enough of that. So I went to play football at Furman. I was going to play both, and that would have been fine. And I was looking forward to that, just getting baseball behind me. And went down to Furman and broke my leg up pretty good, and fall ball, and got home sick. And wanted to come back, and I called NC State, Wake Forest, and that's when Coach Tanner said, well, I'm not sure if you're in our plans for catching, but you're a heck of a hitter, and we love hitting. And I said, okay, well, perfect. So, show up. These are guys, mind you, that just like many of you guys might do, I used to go to the field and watch them in awe, and I thought they hit the ball so far, and it was so big and so strong, and never seemed to make any errors. And here I am, removed from baseball for a year, and now it's January, and he throws me a first base net, which I've never played in high school, and an outfielder net. And these guys are hitting fly balls that much less I haven't even seen a fly ball in high school. So he pulled me aside one day and he said, listen, you belong here. You're here because I think you can play, and talked to me about it's time for you to start fitting in and stop watching everybody else compete for the position. And I had, I was able to sit for a year because back then when you transferred, you had to sit out a year. So I had a whole year of kind of getting my job wet, as he used to say. But I needed every month of it. But I remember he said, yeah, it's time for you to stop spectating jump in there and make a mark for yourself, which is obviously easier said than done. But I learned the game, and like anything, when you spend time around people that are better than you, bigger, faster, stronger, you either adapt or you get weeded out, to be honest. And as the story was written, I found a way to find my way and fit in. So I won't, kind of bore you with all 4 years of the NC State. You all follow them. They're an incredible program, much like Duke, Carolina, and quite honestly, any of the D1, D2, D3 programs out there. If any of y'all are fortunate enough to play, it's life-changing. It tests every bit of metal that you have in your body. You'll go home doubting yourself. Time will fly by, but it'll be a great 4 years of your life to get through that, possibly contribute, and you'll come out a better person on the other end if you approach the right way. And so when Ken asked me to speak, I just thought about what I would like to hear from someone that has done this, and maybe has taken this journey. And so I wrote down a couple notes just of people that have affected me, and just little snippets. So maybe someone picked something up that said, when you focus on the process, you're going to be moving forward. That's just the way the game is. That's why they don't play 16 games like the NFL, and they play 162, because no one would ever play this game if it was once a week. You have to play day in and day out, manage the process, and keep a level head. A couple more. Stay humble and confident. Stacy and I met like 3 years ago, and I think we were dating a year before she said, I never knew you played baseball or something like. And I don't talk a lot about baseball, and she asked why. And I said, because as much as I absolutely loved it, and as much as it taught me, most nights, like I said, I had an incredible career at State, but if that wasn't in the annals of history, you go home most nights worried about your job, worried about who you're facing this weekend, and it just wasn't a big party like when you go out to Doak Field and see the guys and you see the fireworks. Those are very, very special occasions. It's a very, very tough grind. And so I'm very humble about it. I'm not sure how we had so many good players, Chris Combs being one of them who's on the fence there, and a lot of good players, and it worked out for me. I know I did everything right to prepare, but it's a very humbling position. And the one thing that, when I started off hot as a freshman year, Coach Tanner said to me, he said, just remember this, you're never as good as you think you are, and you're never as bad as you think you are. And I said, well, I don't know, pretty good right now. I started off and I was thinking I was pretty high on the hog, and then conference play started, and then I figured out that he was absolutely right. That, when you get manned up and you start facing people that are better than you, his point is, you didn't wake up and just forget how to hit. Yeah, you got to adjust, and you didn't, it's not like you woke up one day and forgot how to play this game. And a lot of people go to that level. I've heard it from high schoolers to college, like, I don't know, I can't see the ball, I can't hit it. And again, if you manage that and know, like, okay, I'm tearing the cover off of it, stay humble, and know and build that confidence. But there's going to be some dips, valleys, and know that you're probably not the best player in the world, you're not the worst player in the world. Somewhere in between. That'll get you in the lineup most times, most days. One thing a lot of people say, and it's so easy to say, I know you all are going to relate to this, but to be really successful have to want the ball on the mound, or you have to want to be in the batter's box when it all comes to a head. And I can tell you, there's only one person that knows if you want to be there, and that's you, right? You could say, man, I really wish I got up there, or I really wish, and but try to start preparing today. When y'all go to the playoffs next year, when you have a big at-bat, you have to get in your mind, let me tell you something, even on your best at-bat, you only have a 30%, 300% chance of getting a hit or hitting it hard. So there's absolutely nothing to lose. Like, especially if you're facing a good guy, put it on the line. No one's ever going to judge you, but it's very, very, very difficult. The better the pitcher, the bigger the situation, you have to believe, I would not want anyone else up there other than me. I don't want anyone else on the mound. I want the ball. I want to be here, bases loaded, what have you. And again, it's not enough to say, like, man, if only I would have got up there. You know how you feel. Work on it today, because I guarantee you that's going to come up. And someone's going to be put in that role, and you're going to have your team. Baseball is a very, very interesting sport. It's a team sport, right? But somehow you always feel alone. Like, you're out here, your team's here. You know, it's when you play football, and someone drives the ball 80 yards on you, you can look around at 10 other players and go, man, we just got manhandled, right? Baseball is a little different. You know, it's a team sport, 100%. But somehow you're always out on a little island. So start working on that and say, you know what? There's nothing to lose. I mean, I don't know if you're ever, you can't make yourself a good enough hitter to perform and all that, and it hurts. The bigger the situation, the worse that it hurts. But when you get to be my age, you don't talk about the times you struck out. People remember the times that you put a ball in play and made a significant impact on a game. So work on it now, and you've got 75% of your competition beat if you genuinely get to a headspace that you want to be there. Really, the last thing, and this is more of a kind of along the same lines, you know, batting average statistics has probably ruined more hitters, probably taken more people out of baseball than anything else, injuries or otherwise. And so, you know, when I was struggling with state, Coach Tanner asked me, like, I don't know, you're hitting a lot of balls hard, they're not falling, this, that, and the other. Let's try something. Which is nice of him to suggest, because he usually just put the other line on. And so he said, how about let's focus on a good at-bat average? And I said, well, I haven't heard of that. And he said, well, only you know if you've had a good at-bat. If you do everything right, this is when I was a freshman, and it could be a strikeout, to be honest. You get overpowered a lot. And he said, why don't we just have an average, a going average that's never going to be posted? You got 4 at-bats today. How many good at-bats do you have? And because getting back to that's the only thing you can control, right? And that really, you know, stuck with me, because you could do everything right and hit one 398 feet, and the guy catches it on the wall, or, you know, blister one down the line right to the, you know, the left fielder, and batting average just sinks you further and further. You know, where on a good at-bat average, man, you know what? I'm having good at-bats. I'm hitting 550, 600, you know, and then you guys know if your head wasn't in the game and you didn't pick up the pitcher, you didn't spend your time wisely on the on-deck circle, then that's up to you. But all you can do is control the controllables, right? And so that really stuck with me. And that's really all I got. Like I said, when I thought about this, I wanted to pass on a couple things that really made a difference. And now that I've been separated from baseball for so long, still around the game, but baseball is going to teach you all, and unfortunately they're not all wonderful lessons to learn, but they're going to teach you, if you guys stay engaged as players and as a team, it's going to teach you more about life, what's coming at you outside of high school and moving forward than, you know, what great to win games. That's 100% what it's about. But I've had 2 or 3 managers in my professional life that said, you know, there's something about you, like I'll rehire an ex-college athlete or an ex-athlete because when times aren't, I'm in sales, when times aren't good, I don't front load him with a lot of excuses. You know, the company's products are bad, this, that, and the other. You know, you kind of look inwardly, and that's what athletics, you know, teaches you. So you guys are learning more about what's important right now, being a great teammate. You know, where else in life where you're competing with a guy to play, and you got to root your rear end off, right? You guys are in this position, and you guys are competing for innings, and he's up at bat, and you have to be all in. You have to be his biggest fan, and he makes an impact. You genuinely feel very, very happy. That teaches you more about, you know what? I'm going to get my turn. I'm going to be prepared, but it's very difficult. I had to do it, and you have to be all in as the best teammate you possibly can, because guess what? There's no position for people that are in there and listen ill will. So it teaches you so much about adversity. You guys are going to have injuries. You're going to have prolonged bad play. Just continue to grind it out. When you get into the workforce, when you get into college, whatever you choose to do, you'll be prepared. You'll know how you prepare for this, and you'll know how much joy it is to succeed. And you'll know how to handle adversity and failure. And at the end of the day, there's not much else to it, you know. And I think you guys, from what Coach Newton and Coach Morton was saying, are set up for a good run next year. You know, go after it. Ask yourself, why not you all? You guys are a premier program here in the Cap 6, and you know, I'll be rooting for you outside of the 2 games against Sanderson. Got a big fan here. So I really enjoyed meeting a couple of you guys. You guys are going on to great things. I'm envious, you know, in a lot of ways. But you guys go tackle it, man. Get after it and enjoy every minute as it flies by.
Y'all don't know me. I'm Davis. I'm a pitcher and first baseman at Broughton's senior captains this year. Coach Morton, you may think Coach Jerry Morton leads us with a quiet and calm demeanor, but as a pitcher, my perspective is a little different. I've had the privilege of more than a few interesting conversations during mound visits over the last few years. Coach's baseball resume is strong, especially lately with this group. Back-to-back conference champions in 2023 and 2024. 2023 Cap 6 Coach of the Year, and I know he would get our vote for 2024. But when I think of Coach Morton, the thing I appreciate most is his confidence in me and our teammates. He brought me up to varsity sophomore year, but I saw limited action, and we tried and skipped that year. As a junior, he began to develop confidence in me about 6 games in, and I've been in the starting rotation ever since. He has shown the same confidence and developed all of us in a similar fashion. Most importantly, he is the type of person that focuses on what is really important. He has instilled a sense of place at Broad. It seems simple, but under his guidance, we take great pride in this field. This starts with taking care of our home after every practice and game. It is part of our program's identity. We always play to win, but because of our sense of place, the Caps expect to win at Wiley Warren Field. The other thing I admire about Coach Morton is his commitment to the community. Every day, Coach works with our fellow Broad students who occasionally need extra help. The most visual example is our Field of Dreams, a baseball experience to special needs kids in the community. He does not have to put on this event, but it is an essential event for Broughton baseball, and that is because of you, Coach. And finally, family. He loves his family. I've always seen him taking a moment to speak to his daughters before each game. His wife and daughters and his parents are at every game. And regardless of how long we've been in the program, we are now part of that family. Coach Morton, it's been a pleasure.
All right, everybody. Man, this is awesome. This is such a cool experience. And it kind of just hit me sitting there looking at Pat talking. Before, I don't know if anybody else saw it, before all the games, Cam Thompson and Weston Rim, a few guys would sit right here and just look. I mean, it is amazing. This is such a special place. It really takes your breath away when you sit behind that plate and just look at all that. It's really, really special. Thank you to the parents. Y'all are awesome. One of the first things I learned when I became the coach here was when a mom wants to take charge of something within the program, you just say okay. And then you go down to Coach Newton's office and say, Coach, so-and-so wants to do this, and he shrugs his shoulders, and we give the okay. I mean, the moms in this program especially, y'all, you raise the bar every year. It's incredible. We're very, very lucky to have all the parents who are part of this program. Amy Fulbright, again, this night, I know it's because of you. Thank you so much. Molly Thompson, Ms. Filardi, everybody, thank you for putting this on. This is definitely one of the coolest end-of-the-year things that I've ever seen and been a part of. Coaches, I know people say this, but we really do have the best coaching staff around. Even a couple of guys with big boy jobs who come back and spend time with us. We've got some of everything, right? I'm very, very lucky to have those guys part of this program. One thing I just remember with your parents, good kids go unnoticed so often. I guess, I hope I get it. But you don't really hear of good kids that much because they're just doing what they have to do. I just want to tell all of y'all that y'all have some awesome, awesome kids. There's some really, really good kids in this program. The success we've had on the field is not just a coincidence, right? We've got really special kids in the program who care about each other and care about this program, and that's because of what y'all did as parents. So thank you for that. Managers, y'all are the best. Coach Childs and I talk about this all the time. Part of having a good program is being well-rounded. We got to have different pieces to the puzzle to make things work. And I remember 5 or 6 years ago, we were sitting in Millbrook looking around. They had all these managers and trainers and coaches, and we're like, man, what do we have to do to get to that point? Now we've got trainers, we've got picture takers, we've got snack breakers, we've got some of everything. We've got pregame scouting reports from Dr. Wade Miles. We've got it all. And guys, that's what makes a program successful. Is just having so many different pieces that are all in on the same common goal. So managers, thank you all for everything. Players, I'm still trying to figure out the words for you guys. Y'all are such an awesome group. It was very evident as the season went on. I know I've told y'all this, I've told parents this. It ended way, way too fast. That last practice we had, I don't remember it crossing anybody's mind about that might be the last practice. And that's because we just enjoyed being together so much. I know there were several days where us, the coaches, like after a big win or something, we were ready to take Friday off. And Fulbright and some of the captains, some of the seniors were like, no chance. when we're going to practice. And the really special thing about the group is it didn't matter if it was baseball or yoga or what. They just wanted to spend time together. That has to be one of the big parts to our success is they just love being with one another. You seniors, y'all have been through it all here, right? And you've got your names in Broughton history books. It's incredible what y'all have done in back-to-back years in varsity level. But more importantly is the seniors. I've watched grow and also young men. Every freshman and sophomore must be a college baseball player. By the time you guys get to seniors, you kind of realize what's going on. And this senior class was so special. They all knew their roles. They all accepted everything. And we had 12 seniors, which is a ton. It's a lot, considering we also lost 2 seniors. But they never complained, never questioned playing time. I could call some guys out. I don't really want to, but guys that don't play found other ways to contribute to the program. And that's one thing that I'll always remember from this group. The banners are always going to hang, so you're always going to have a reminder of who the guys were on that team. Nolan, stand up for everybody. Y'all, Nolan is the best. Nolan, he was a student here a couple years ago, 4 or 5, a few years ago. He's got a special talent for what he does. He's highly respected from umpires, opposing coaches, opposing players. I talk to the third baseman, they always comment on Nolan. He's got a really, really special talent. We are very thankful that he continues to come out here and help us. Nolan, Bud, you're part of this family. You're a huge part. We've got a couple of gifts for you if you want to show those to everybody. Hold on, raise it up. It's autographed by the 2024 conference champs. The last people I'm going to thank, my family. Y'all are, I love y'all being here. Coach Comas says it a lot. I'll pay you back all the years one day for letting me be out here. But thank y'all for always being there. I've got some awards now. If one of the coaches could come up and help me figure it out, that'd be awesome. What?
I don't think I can walk back up there.
I've left you alone because I knew you.
I'll let you go.
Academic
I'm like,
All-Conference Awards.
You want me to put it? Want me to put it certain
22 guys on the roster. 19 or 20 of them are academic all-conference. So I'm not going to be that guy that calls everybody out except for a couple. So I will give everybody their certificate when it's not so public. Okay. But congratulations, guys. Having 20 guys on your roster, academic all-conference is incredible. Broughton's not an easy school, so that's an awesome accomplishment. Superlatives. I'm going to read these. Best announcer goes to Walker Dipper Hall. Walker, come up and get that. Put on the side. All right, right, so I'm going to just read them and set these down. Worst mullet on the team, Jack Chinnery. Worst off speed, Sam Harris. Bathroom bandit, Matthew Van Oort. Best eater, Brady Hubble. Brightest future, Mason Hawkins. Favorite player by the umpires, Davis Best. Team player, Aiden Creel. And then the best teammate, Landon Watts. Most likely to lead the team in school absences and parking tickets, Patrick Maloney. Most likely to get shoved in a locker, Baker York. Most drip, Jack Lindley. Player with the best walk-up song, Cam Thompson. Most likely to leave their glove at the field, Andrew Durham. Most blingy, Cooper Wall. Demon mode, John T. Jones. Most likely to become a pro athlete in a different sport, Ray Filardi. Most likely to throw a helmet after a strikeout, Chris Graves. Best dressed, Henry Fulbright. Most likely to be president, Aiden Trahan. Most likely to get a call from Principal Diltz, Luke Durham. Most likely to succeed, Sam Bertrand. Congratulations, everybody. All right, so we've got 3 awards within the team we're going to give out tonight. Only one of the plaques is here. The other 2 have not arrived yet. The first award is going to be, it's a brand new award this year. And it deserves, you know, this guy deserves an award, and he's the perfect match for creating an award. It's the Wiley Warren Award, and this award is going to a player that he's like the glue of the team. He'll do anything for anybody for the better of the program. He's an amazing player. I think this guy maybe would have overexceeded some of his expectations the last couple of years. Well, maybe not. But he's a guy, when I think about Broughton baseball, I think about, you know, all the work put in this place has been done by families, right? Like, they came to fix the flagpoles the other day and they couldn't do it because they weren't installed properly. get an electrician up here because they're not installed properly. So this guy made me think about this award because he really fits just the culture of the program. And this award goes to senior Davis Best. All right, the next one is the Coaches Award. This is one of the plaques we don't have, so if this player could just stand and wave, that'd be great. This guy was voted on by the coaches as the recipient of the Coaches Award because really what this guy did is he evolved as the season went into an amazing leader. He really matured. He did anything for the team. He always had some words of advice for the team before game. He was really a great guy to have part of the program this year. He was one of our captains, great guy, Henry Fulbright. The last team award is the team MVP. This one was tough because we've got a few guys that had amazing years, really good years, and it was hard to kind of single a guy out. When I think about valuable, I think about somebody who other teams are worried about. Like, there's kind of a buzz in the air, right, when this guy shows up. Everybody wants to know, how good is he going to do today? Or the other team wants to know, what can we do to get in his head and rattle him? I think that is very valuable. You know, when you have a guy like that really kind of sends shockwaves through the community about, oh, you got that guy. But I also wanted to say that this guy has really earned the right for this award just the last couple of weeks, honestly. He has really trying to kind of changed his commitment, his work ethic, and I couldn't be any prouder of him. This year's team MVP is Sam Harris. All right, so this next part, I think we have live cameras on and stuff, but all right, so the way all conference stuff goes is we can't tell everybody who won what awards, who made the all conference teams until all the teams have been eliminated from the playoffs. I agree with it, I don't agree with it. You know, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would, you know, we don't want to find out that one of our players either didn't get an award or got an award in the middle of our game, right? So I understand the rule. So with the live cameras, if y'all can like pause this part later tonight or just edit it or something, I'd appreciate it. But I felt like it was the right thing to do is go ahead and announce those recipients tonight in front of all of y'all. Just because I think, you know, we talk a lot about this being a big family, and I completely agree with that. And, you know, I can't imagine having to send out a band message or something with all conference information. I don't like that. I don't think that means as much, and I want everybody here to be a part of the announcements. So guys, like, don't be Instagramming anything. So we're gonna say, but seriously, like, and apparently Gibbons is winning right now too, but this is not public yet, okay? These award winners are not for social media, okay? Whenever Gibbons, their luck runs out, we will put out the social media graphics and that sort of thing, okay? But please, please, please don't put anything out until Gibbons wins. Okay? We're going to start with second team all conference. And y'all, the way the conference voted on these things this year is this was the first year they changed their process. The 6 coaches in the conference all nominated some of their players, and then each coach had to go through and rank the players 1 through 20, which was really hard to do, considering you can't vote for your own guy. All right, so for example, I had to make a list of 1 through 20 other players in the conference, and then the top vote getters, the first 10 were first team all conference, the second 10 were second team all conference. Okay? And then that was the same format for player of the year and pitcher of the year. So we're going to start with second team all conference. We had 2 recipients for the second team. Sophomore Weston Rim. The next recipient of second team all conference is senior Henry Fulbright. All right, first team all conference. First team all conference, junior Sam Harris. Next recipient, there are 4 total for the first team. The next recipient is freshman Mason Hawkins. Next guy up is senior Davis Best. And the last first team all conference recipient is Matthew Van Noy. All right, this next one's kind of a big deal. Okay, so again, no posting on social media, please, please, please. There's a conference player of the year, conference pitcher of the year. We had guys nominated for both awards. Okay, we had one of those guys win, and it was the numbers in the voting were kind of crazy. This guy ran away with it. This junior, he hit 447 in conference play. He had 10 stolen bases in conference play, and he had an amazing junior year. This year's Cap 6 Player of the Year is Matthew Van Noy. All right, that's all I got. Captains, y'all doing something? Thank you, everybody.
All right. We have some gifts here for our coaches. If y'all want to come up here and receive them. Oh.
Coach Dennis Anderson. Coach Childs. Coach Collins.
So where do you go?
Coach Johnson.
What do you do next? Are you home? Is that what
Coach Mike Anderson. Coach Hill. Coach Lancaster. Coach Newton. And Coach Morgan.
Before we close out tonight, on behalf of the parents, just wanted to say a few words to our coaches. I'm a talker and I'm a crier as well, but I'm going to try to get through this. But if you're a crier as well, you can grab a tissue. But this marks the end of 8 years for the Thompson family at Broughton High School, so it's a little bittersweet, but we will definitely be back to see you all race for another conference championship next season. But as a parent, just wanted to express how sincerely thankful we are for you all as leaders of these young men. You're an additional set of eyes and ears for us as parents. We know we can come to you all to have difficult conversations if needed, and to have share in joyful times as well. We know the time and effort and energy that you all put into this program every day, and that you put into developing these young men into who they are today and who they'll become tomorrow. We're incredibly grateful for everything that you all do. So on behalf of parents, we have just a little something for coaches. Just happy to be able to take money from concession stand and such to just share a little bit with you all. It's just a token of our appreciation. We know it doesn't begin to touch the amount of time, effort, and energy that you put into our kids every day. But we just wanted to say thank you very much to coaches, and we appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
Nolan, we got a picture for you, buddy.
They're only playing 6.
Andrew Durham. Creole. Jack Chinnery.
Yeah, I think we have.
Sam Harris. Chris Graves. Ray Phillip. Luke Durham.
I work with the headquarters in Atlanta, Southern Company.
Jack Lindley.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Monty Jones.
That nuclear reactor.
Brady Hubble. Walker Holland.
ABB. Yeah. I'm in the unregulated business for sure.
Mason
I'm
Hawkins.
doing microgrids and energy. Oh, I can tell me about somebody.
Matthew Vanoy. I slice.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're both good.
Ken. Ren Thompson. Patrick Maloney. Baker York. Reed Yancey. What it is, he's always there.
Done that well. Yeah, really.
Cooper Wall.
Nobody can help to hear him. Oh, Mom. Look at him. Look at him. He's happy now.
And Aiden Trey.
Same actor. Yeah. They're good. They're getting tighter. Yeah. Sam's been very helpful. Well,
That's it.
Say Sam likes the time. Yeah. Been very helpful.
Hello, my name is Sam Bertram, the third final captain for this year. Thank you all for coming to our season-end banquet. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to everyone who made this season possible. Parents, specifically Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, Mrs. Fulbright, Mr. Benoy, Mr. Harris. You've also done so much for us outside the field to allow us to focus inside the lines. Fans, thank you for making such an amazing environment for us to play in. Coaches, for dedicating your time and effort for a successful program that has accomplished so much these last few years. Finally, I would like to thank our players for putting in the efforts to have a successful year. We had some big step-ups and even bigger role players that allowed us to have or reach our goals. This place is special for many reasons: the views, the skyline, but I think most importantly is the family program that is being built here. I've been a part of one JV team and 3 varsity teams in my time at Broughton, and they have each been very different, but similar in one particular way. The desire to play for the name on the front of the jersey and not the back. I think this is a testament to our parents, coaching staff, and players, who are all part of the family. Many people have recognized this trend and how valuable it is to our team. We may never be the best team on the field, but we won many games based on playing hard, smart, and together. I challenge future players to take on these attributes and let them take you to the next level. Finally, while my time may be done, many of you still have time to do. Enjoy this amazing place and all it has to offer, because one day it will ultimately run out. Juniors, you have 1 year left to make the most of it. Sophomores, you're halfway there. Make every moment count. Finally, freshmen, it will move fast and speed right past you if you don't enjoy it. Good luck to all of you next year. Continue the legacy and make it back to back to back. Thank you.
Is he living out? Are you moving out there?